Hi, I'm Ember Mac. I'm a certified emotion code and body code practitioner, as well as a certified group led healing facilitator. And today we're going to talk about emotional intelligence. When most people hear emotional intelligence, there's this automatic idea that it's something that you either have or you don't. And if you don't, you're just supposed to learn more, right? Study emotional vocabulary, read about triggers and trauma, understand how your emotions work. But the fact of the matter is that even when you do all of that, even when you know the language perfectly, it's not uncommon to find yourself still left feeling frustrated and stuck because emotional intelligence isn't just about knowing emotions. It is about moving through those emotions. It's about living it in real time, under pressure, in your relationships, and inside your own mind. And that's the part that most people don't get taught, right? Is that conceptual awareness doesn't automatically create real life change. You can understand your patterns and still feel like you can't shift them. And this is where so many people get trapped. You recognize what's happening. You can name the pattern. You probably even understand where it came from. But when stress hits, or when a relationship feels hard, when you're feeling triggered, you still shut down, spiral, or just numb out. And so, again, awareness without action still leaves you stuck. And it doesn't just leave you stuck, it leaves you feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, and you start wondering, like, what's wrong with me? I'm doing everything right. And another aspect of the problem is that most of the coaching programs and personal development courses skip over this part completely. They either rush straight into healing core wounds or immediately jump into nervous system regulation techniques without ever fully mapping what's actually happening in your emotional landscape day to day right now. And that's exactly why I created the Ember Method. Before we rush into healing or regulating anything, and we do address all of that, first we stop and we see. In step one, illuminate the landscape, we do what most people skip. We take a full spectrum, honest look at your emotional intelligence. Not just are you self aware, right? Um, I break it down into 26 key points of emotional intelligence. Things like emotional regulation, conflict resolution, resilience. How are your boundaries? How's your communication? Where's your personal power at? And more. Okay. Because here's the truth: you can have incredible self awareness and still struggle to regulate when life gets hard. And you can have huge empathy and still feel trapped by poor boundaries. You can have massive levels of personal power and still crumble during conflict. And that doesn't mean that you're broken or that there's something wrong with you or you just have to learn how to adapt, right? It just means that no one ever taught you how to build those muscles intentionally. And that's what we start doing right here in step one. Not just noticing the patterns, but actually shifting them, practicing new moves, training your emotional capacity like you would train any other muscle in your body, because emotional intelligence is trainable, it's expandable, and it can change your entire life when you work on it from the inside out. Now, once we've illuminated the landscape and you're ready to start, you're already strengthening the areas that have been draining you the most, then we move into step two. And in step two, we take a deep dive into healing those core wounds, those old patterns, and the survival strategies that you have had locked in from a long time ago. And then after that, in step three, we build forward. We create a nervous system safe vision of your future that your body, your mind, and your spirit can actually feel safe holding and sustaining. Not just something that you dream about, but something you can actually live. And none of that works if we skip step one. If we don't start with those clear, practical improvements, we end up trying to heal from the same disempowered place that we've always operated from. Illuminate the landscape is where the fire gets lit. So, if you are ready to stop just understanding the difference and actually live the difference, send me a DM. You can get signed up for Reignite, Reinvent, Rise. Or if you want a little more information first, you can check out my deep dive videos for steps 2 and 3. Or you can schedule a consult call and get your questions answered and see exactly how this whole process unfolds. Let's illuminate the landscape and start building the life that you were actually meant to live.